Hi guys, so this video is about a tip, an idea. So just before I go into that, as you would have known from my intro video, my channel is, the reason I created this channel is all about how do we become healthier? So physically, mentally, emotionally, how do we become healthier? How do we become more balanced? How do we become calmer, less stressed? So this is in our daily life. How can we live a life that is less stressful, more harmonious, and especially in the modern life where we are full of it's full of stresses. It is fast paced. It's like a rat race. So how do we live it in a way that is healthy for our mind and our body and our spirit? So the tip for today is, why don't we outsource help? So by that I meant, so I've done a video recently about mental health, getting help for mental health. That's a separate to that, but that's a really the most important, probably one of the most important videos I've done. So please have a look at that. However, today's video is about getting help for things like just more everyday things. For example, and I'm going to use an example of outsourcing cleaning. Okay, so that's the example I'm going to work with today. So I always thought having a cleaner in to clean the house is only for rich people. And then I found myself going through some extreme stresses, in particular a very serious illness. And I have been experiencing or going through that for the last couple of years and still am going through it. And because of that, I have made some big life changes. I have cut down on, I've basically looked at any way and every way I can cut down on stress and heal. Because for me, it is about life and death. So for the last, since 2017, I have put all my time and energy into healing, getting better, getting healthier, physically, mentally, especially mentally. So one of the tips or one of the things I've learned is to outsource cleaning. So I researched and I found out, yes, cleaning is expensive, having a cleaner in. However, I shopped around and I was able to negotiate a good rate. So there's a lot of students that are here that are looking for work. So I had a student and he did a really good job, and I looked at it as a win-win. I'm helping him with income, with supporting himself, and he's helping me with cleaning. So when we do hire help like that, you don't just look at it as it's a benefit to me. You're providing employment to somebody else. You're providing income for somebody else. And it is hard work. It is hard work cleaning. Anyway, so coming back to getting help and using the example of cleaning. So I found myself paying for 2 hours of cleaning. And during that time, I was able to use that time. So cleaning to me and for most people is not the most fun of work or things to do at the house. It's tedious, it's boring, it's energy draining, etc. So when I did start to have a cleaner over, I actually used that 2 hours to basically, depending on how I was feeling, if I was feeling fatigued or tired, I used it to rest. Sometimes I'd try to have a sleep if I could, or I'd read a book. I used that time to do creative things. Like, I'm into photography, so I'd be editing photos during that time. So for creative things that we don't usually have time to do because we're too busy trying to just make a living and do the bare minimum just to survive sometimes. So yeah, I use it for my creative work. I think one time I was doing painting. I enjoy that too. So you can use that time to do things that you really enjoy. even things that you've enjoyed as a child, but being an adult, there's so much responsibilities, you get so serious about life. So coming back, so I enjoyed painting as a child. So I started to get it back into that. So whatever it is that you enjoyed as a little kid, do that. Do things that you enjoy as an adult. Do things that make you forget the time, that you get so absorbed in it, so in the flow or in the zone, as they say, that, when you get into doing something, that time just flies like that, and you could do it all day. Those are the things that we need to spend more time doing. So yes, so using that time where, usually you'd be cleaning and it's tedious and you're feeling frustrated and angry and resentful, why not use that time on valuable things? And it is whatever you need at that time. If you are fatigued, if your body needs a rest, you rest, because that's the most important thing at that time. If you need a mental rest, if you need a mental break, maybe it's meditation. If it's a break from the rat race, the everyday stuff, the everyday stress, it's using that time for creative outlet, doing creative things that give you pure joy, the kind of joy you experience as a little kid. So I found that getting a cleaner in and that spending that 2 hours was probably the best investment. And if you think about it, if you think that, okay, the mind's going to come in and going to say, well, it's too expensive, I can't afford it, blah, blah, blah. But if you put that in perspective, the amount you pay versus you going buying shoes, you going buying dresses, you going buying all these things that we don't really need, which one is more helpful? Which one is better for us mentally, emotionally, physically? What's going to give us a better return, a better peace of mind, a better well-being? So next time you think about, when you have that thought, it's too expensive, it's only for the, it's a luxury, it's only for the rich. It's not. It is affordable. And depending on the country you live in, it can be very affordable. And if anything, it can really help some people earn an income that they desperately need. So I use the example of a cleaning because it's one of those, it's a little thing, but it's a big thing that I found. So because of COVID, I had to stop with the cleaner. And I've started to clean myself. And I'll do another video on that, on how I made the task of cleaning, which I hated, into a task that actually helpful and that I don't mind now. Okay, so but that's another video. So just going back to having the cleaner in. That's just one example. There's other things that you could do, that you could outsource and pay for, and use that time wisely. Thank you for listening, and leave a feedback of anything else that you've experienced that helped you, or any other topics that you'd like me to cover in these videos. Thank you. Bye for now.